Hello, good morning. My name is Divya. I work for Hearing Solutions at Erin Mills Town Center, Mississauga. Today, I am going to talk to you about why 2 years are better than 1. What are the benefits of binaural hearing aids? So, before I go into the benefits, I'd like to explain what is meant by binaural hearing. So binaural hearing is nothing but your ability of your brain to take information from both your ears and process it. So basically, it helps you to hear well in presence of noise or any other complex listening situations, or even helps you to localize sound. So when I say localized sound, it means it allows you to identify the origin of sound, whether it is coming from your right side or from your left side, etc. So why would you want to get 2 hearing aids? Or why do I think 2 hearing aids are better? So most oftentimes, hearing loss affects both the ears. So it is only right when you get 2 hearing aids. A simple example would be when we have any vision problem being corrected with a pair of glasses. We just don't wear corrective lenses just on one side. So it is only right we treat the hearing loss in both ears with 2 hearing aids. There are also a variety of reasons I'm going to talk about as to why you would want to consider 2 hearing aids, or why 2 hearing aids are better than 1. The first reason is 2 hearing aids removes hearing difficulty from both sides. So let's assume that someone has a hearing aid on the right side and your left ear, you don't have a hearing aid. And imagine you are in a complex, noisy situation or listening environment, assuming you are in a restaurant. So when you have hearing aid just on your one side, you often have to position yourself in such a way that you can hear the person talking to you from that side. Well, you might think that it is not a big deal, right? But it is quite exhausting having to reposition yourself or just to hear better. Or sometimes you may not even be able to control your environment. What if someone is sitting on your bad side? So that means you're not hearing anyone from your bad side at all. So it's only right when you have 2 hearing aids and it helps you hear well. The second reason being stereo hearing, or what we call as binaural summation. So when we have hearing aids in both sides, the sound quality is fuller and richer and you hear well from both the sides. And there's another concept called as binaural summation. It's just a phenomena that when we amplify both ears together, it increases the loudness. I know you are probably thinking that you don't want to hear the sounds louder, but you want to hear it clearer. But here's the deal. So when we amplify both the ears together, it allows us to reduce the amount of amplification, the prescription of amplification, basically. So when that happens, the high-pitched sound targets, we are able to hit the targets very easily, which in turn results in more clarity. So when you have 2 hearing aids, of course, the clarity is much better as compared to when you just have 1 hearing aid. So moving on to the third reason, of course, better speech understanding in quiet situation. So most oftentimes when I test my patients in my clinic, I do speech recognition testing. So when I test it at 1 year separately, the scores are much lower as compared to when I test them both at the same time. So what is happening is when I'm testing both ears at the same time, the brain receives information from the both ears, meaning you have more information as compared to when only 1 ear is being tested. So when you wear 2 hearing aids, you are getting more information. And the fourth reason is sound localization. So like I had mentioned earlier, localization is nothing but your ability to identify the origin of sound, from where or from which direction the sounds are coming from. So when you just have only one hearing aid, the brain is often confused from which side the sounds are coming from. Or you could have a mobile phone ringing right in, like at your home, and you don't know from where the sound is coming from. So when you have two hearing aids, your ability to judge the direction of sounds or to localize sounds becomes much better. And the fifth reason being what we call is binaural squelch. Squelch is nothing but the ability of your brain to suppress the sound. So when I say binaural squelch, what it exactly means is your ability of your brain to separate speech from noise. So how well can they separate speech from noise, allowing you to hear better? So let's assume you have just one hearing aid and all the sounds are going to just one ear. So the brain is often confused as to what is happening. It's not clear because everything is going at the same time. So when you have two hearing aids, your signal to noise ratio, what we call, so your signal is nothing but, let's say it's the speech, and your noise. So when your difference has to be this much, right? So when there is a very narrow difference, so that's when there is problem with clarity, or you're not able to understand it clearly. So when you have two hearing aids, your brain is able to separate the speech from noise better, and hence you can understand speech even more clearer. And finally, I'm going to talk about auditory deprivation. So when auditory deprivation is nothing but when we hear sounds, our nerves are getting stimulated. So sometimes when we don't aid the ear, the nerve is being understimulated, and hence with time it deteriorates. So we don't want that to happen. We want constant stimulation for the brain and nerve. So which is why when you have two hearing aids, it constantly stimulates your nerve and it resists auditory deprivation. So these are the benefits of binaural hearing aid, and this is why I think 2 years are always better than 1. Hope I explained that clearly. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment under this video, or you can reach out to us. You can contact us through our FB page, or you can call our clinics directly. We will be happy to help. Thank you and have a good day.